Good day everyone, welcome to our second lesson for Contact Center 400, and that would be all about Contact Center at its finest. So for our first topic, we will be discussing the metrics that the companies are using or are looking into to make sure that their agents are performing well. So we have these categories, which includes historical, real-time, and customer-focused. So for historical, it includes the number of calls handled. It refers to the number of calls that the agents have already answered. Second is the forecast accuracy. It refers to the number of calls that the agents still need to answer for a certain time. And lastly is the average handling time. Average handling time refers to how long the agent is taking or handling the phone call. It could be 3 to 5 minutes depending on the concern of the customer. For real time, we have service level. When we say service level, that refers to the number of phone calls answered by an agent in a certain time. Next, we have the wait time. When we say wait time, that refers to the time allotted for the customer to wait on the line before he gets an agent. So there are customers who are actually upset to the agent because it took them a long time for them to be assisted. Next, we have the advisor availability. It refers to the number of agents, the number of leaders, the number of advisors that are ready to take the phone calls. Next, we have the customer focus. For customer focused, we have the first one here is the customer satisfaction. There is a survey given to the customers right after they finish the phone call, in which they will be asked of how will they rate the call or the agent who assisted them. So once you get a negative survey or a dissatisfaction, you will be coached by your TL. So you have to maintain a customer satisfaction so you can build rapport, because satisfying them is very important. Next, we have the quality scores. So when we say quality scores, your calls will be monitored by quality assurance. So they will be listening to your calls and they will be checking if you are doing good or not. So every calls will be given scores. So you have to maintain a high scores as well. You must get 94 above or 90 above scores, because if you fail to have that, you will be coached by your TL as well. Lastly, we have the first contact resolution, or we also call this as first call resolution. So this first call resolution has something to do with you answering the concerns of the customer on hand. Let's say, for example, they call you. So as an agent, you have to answer all of their concerns right away. You have to make sure that they will not call again, either on the same concern or a different concern. So you have to make sure that after you finish the concern, you have to ask them, will there be anything else that I can assist you with? Because if there are some things that they still need to call or they still need to be resolved, then you have to fix it right away. So for us also to deliver a high quality customer service, we have to use proper technologies. So we have these technologies that we are commonly using in call center. So first in line, we have here the ID or the tap-tap card. Why do we call it tap-tap card? Because you will just need to tap it, and then once you tap it, you will have an access to the production floor. So they serve as your ID, they serve as your identification. So automatically, if you will be absent for a certain day or you fail to bring your ID card, the IT department will remove your access to the office. Aside from ID card or tap-tap card, we also have computer. We also know this. Actually, in contact center, they mostly use 2 monitors because there are lots of tools that you will be using or you will be accessing. So it will be easier for you to navigate all the concerns of the customer because you have to multitask. You have to do a certain task here and you have to look another one here. So you have to do multitasking. At the same time, you should be talking to your customer. Next, we have the Avaya. So this is how it looks like. Avaya or the VoIP phone. I want you to remember this. VoIP stands for Voice over Internet Protocol. So it's like a traditional phone in which it serves as, so these are the purpose of this Avaya. It is used to answer calls. Actually, you can answer phone calls in your monitor as well. It's just that if your monitor is not working, you can use this Avaya. Next, if you want to transfer calls, you can also use this. If you want to conference the calls, when we say conference, it involves 3 to 4 persons in a call. So that's conferencing. Next, drop calls. If you don't want to hear your customer anymore, or if your computer is not working, then you can drop the call through this Avaya. Also, if you want to put the call on hold, you can use this. If you want to set your aux, so we say aux, that is your status as an agent. So, if you are in a veil, if you are on break, you can use this. So, those are the usage of this Avaya or VoIP phone. Next, we have the headset or the headphones. Of course, we all know this and we are very familiar with this one. So, this has a mic attached to it so that you could be able to hear your customer. It also has a noise cancellation in which whether other people are talking behind you or talking at your side, your customer would not be able to hear them. They will just be hearing your voice. So all of your customer could be able to hear you properly, and at the same time, it would not cause any misunderstanding. Next, we have the health card. So this is how it looks like. It's like an ATM. So a health card is very important because as we all know, when you are in call center, your health is really at risk. Like you will have illnesses, you will be prone to sickness because you are having this shifting. When we say shifting, your schedule changes. You may be scheduled 10 to 7 a.m. for this week and you will be shifting from 4 a.m. onwards, something like that. So you really need to have this health card. Actually, the health card present in BPO industry are very good because it has lots of benefits and most of them covers 200,000 in it. So it would really be a great help. Just to give you a heads up as well, these health cards are only exclusive to certain clinics. So there are clinics na hindi nyo siya pwedeng gamitin and there are some clinics that you can use this. So last topic that we will be discussing are the terminologies that you can hear in call center, or these are the jargons in call center that you have to know as a newbie. So first thing here, we have the word queue. That's Q-U-E-U-E. I mentioned this last time. So when we say queue, that refers to the volume of incoming calls, drop calls, and answered calls. So if you have heard your TL say, queuing tayo mamaya, it means that you will be receiving a lot of phone calls. So expect na magiging stress ka sa dami ng tawag. Ganon. Next, we have the word newbie. Actually, newbie is not just used in call center. Anywhere you can hear it. So when we say newbie, it is a person who is new to the industry. As long as bago ka, you are considered newbie. Next, we have hopper. Tatalon-talon, yeah. When we say hopper, those are individuals who transfer from one company to another. They are not contented. They are just after the benefit. Once they don't feel this company anymore, they will immediately move to another company. Kasi sa call center, we have this term, AWOL, or absent without leave. Sa call center, parang wala lang yun. So, whether you have contract or not, pwede kang mag-AWOL anytime. Ganon. Pero, you should not be doing that kasi it would affect your credentials as well and your credibility as an agent. Pangit yung tignan sa resume mo na palipat-lipat ka ng call center or ng company. Next, we have huddle. When we say huddle, this is a team meeting conducted by the team leader where new strategies are discussed. So, all of you agents will be called by your TL or your team leader weekly or daily. So, he will be asking you, it would take 30 minutes of your time and you will just be talking about the announcements, if there are new announcements that you have to share. Kasi dapat lahat kayo are aligned. Let's say that some of you know something or some good strategy. So, pwedeng i-share siya sa other members at the same time, o sa co-agent mo para mas maging maganda yung pag-take ng tawag. Next, we have the term coaching. When we say coaching, that is a one-on-one talk with your supervisor. So, your supervisor will be calling you out, especially if you have a DSAT. Kakausapin ka niya, papakinggan niyo yung call mo, And then, i-assess nyo kung ano yung maling nagawa mo dun sa call kung bakit ka nagkaroon ng DSAT so that you will be aware and hindi mo na siya gagawin sa next call mo. So, that's coaching. Next, we have mock calls. When we say mock calls, that is a test call done to check your level of call handling proficiency. So, si head or si team leader, pwedeng yung supervisor, pinakamataas na supervisor, si workforce manager, ay makikinig ng random calls. Live calls ha. For example, nagtitake ka ngayon ng tawag, shift mo. Parang maririnig mo, parang static yung effect. Parang nag-echo yung voice mo. It means may nakikinig sa tawag mo. So, si head, papakinggan niya if you are really practicing the process or not. Baka kasi mamaya, mali-mali yung ginagawa mo. Mock calls are actually happening kapag merong mga bagong announcement. Let's say may mga critical na announcement, may mga critical na process na kailangang i-apply. So, they would listen kung talagang nagagawa mo siya ng tama or hindi. So, they would do mock calls. Next, we have side barge. Side barge is an opportunity given to directly listen on an agent taking a real call. Baka malito kayo sa side barge at sa mock call. When we say side barge, ikaw as an agent, after ng training mo, bago ka pa mag-take ng tawag, wala ka pang idea paano mag-take ng tawag, papupuntahin kayo sa production floor. And then, you will be assigned to a certain agent. So, si agent, nagtitake ng tawag, ikaw, you will be connecting your headset sa kanya, and then makikinig ka ng call niya. Maririnig mo yung boses ni customer, maririnig mo yung boses ni agent, and makikita mo siya at the same time kung paano niya ina-access yung tools niya. So, that's what we mean by side barge. So that, bago ka mag-take ng call, you will have an idea kung paano ang gagawin. Okay? Next, we have the CSAT, or the customer satisfaction. When we say CSAT or customer satisfaction, that refers to the level of satisfaction that was made in a certain call. So, si customer, just like what I've mentioned, will be asked during the survey kung satisfied ba siya or hindi. So, you have to maintain that CSAT. So, once na marinig mo yung TL mo, sinabi niya, may CSAT ka ba today? He only means that nag-positive survey ba si customer. Next, we have DSAT. Kabaliktaran siya ng CSAT. So, DSAT refers to dissatisfaction. This measured how dissatisfied your customer was in your call. So, once nagdi-DSAT ka, i-coaching ka ng TL mo. Or may escalation. When we say escalation, may ni-report ka. May grave mistake ka or may grave error ka. So, that's the time na i-coach ka ng TL mo. Next, VTO or voluntary timeout. When we say VTO, you are ending your shift prior to your scheduled time. It must be approved or not by the management. So, let us say that masama yung pakiramdam mo, you are not feeling well, pumasok ka lang kasi you are really determined to go to work. Pero napansin ng TL mo na may sakit ka nga. So, nagpunta kang clinic and then in-advise ka na magpa-VTO. So, kahit ang end pa ng shift mo ay 7 a.m., pwede kang umuwi ng 3 a.m. ng madaling araw if pinayagan ng management ang VTO mo. Pero, hindi bayad yon. Hindi bayad yung natitirang oras mo. Kung ano lang yung oras na tinag-take ka ng tawag, yun lang yung bayad sa'yo. That's VTO. I hope it's clear. Voluntary timeout. You are voluntarily ending your shift prior to your scheduled time. Next, we have the PTO or the paid time off. We call this as leave with pay. So, you can have this actually if you have complete attendance. Actually, sa complete attendance, iba-iba yung company. Yung iba, meron silang coupon. Kunwari, perfect attendance ka for that month, bibigyan ka nila ng 31 coupon. Tapos, each coupon is equivalent sa pagkain, isang meal. So, 31 meals yon. Sa ibang company naman, this is convertible sa 3 leave with pay. Yun naman yun. Pag nag-leave ka, tapos, pwede mong i-apply ang PTO mo. So, wag na-approve na yon, then, babayaran ka kahit naka-leave ka. So, that's PTO, paid time off. You will be paid even if you are not reporting to work. Next, we have the OFS. When we say OFS, that is the agent status. Kung ano yung ginagawa mo ngayon. Available ka ba? On break ka ba? Naka-lunch ka ba? Naka-huddle ba kayo? Or naka-unavailable ka ba? Out of the office ka ba? Wala ka ba sa work mo ngayon? Doon makikita ni WFM. When we say WFM, siya yung nag-check ng mga access na agent. Kasi once na nakita kanyang available, sa'yo niya ilalagay yung tawag. Okay? Para mawalan tayo ng wait time, si customer, hahanapin ngayon ni workforce kung sino yung available na agent. So, tinitignan nila yung access ninyo. Next, we have the average handling time. Kanina na-mention ko na to sa real time. When we say average handling time, it refers to how long the agent is taking the call. Ang counted dito sa average sa AHT mo is simula ng pag-receive mo ng call, simula ng pagsabi mo ng, "Hi, thank you so much for calling," hanggang sa, "Thank you so much for calling, have a great day." So, kung gaano siya katagal, counted siya sa AHT mo. So, I will just share, before I was new to the industry, as in wala akong idea kung ano yung mga KPIs na yan. So, meron akong customer, he was 60 years old, and then, he was really nice. He is a socially interactive type of man. So, nag-play siya ng piano doon sa call. Actually, marami na ako na-encounter ng mga gantong customer. Nag-play siya ng piano. Na-touch naman ako and I appreciate what he did. Tapos, galit na galit yung TL ko. I was thinking, bakit siya galit na galit? And I just realized na umabot na yung call namin ng 2 hours where in fact, dapat 3 to 5 minutes lang yung call. So, di ba? You have to be really mindful of your AHT. Hindi porket mabait siya or nice, magsistay ka na ng matagal sa call. You have to make your audience feel na hindi lang sila yung customer and you have to attend and help other customers as well. Okay? Next, we have the average talk time or the ATT. Unlike AHT, di ba sa AHT kasama pati pag-hold. Sa average, only involves the talking time of the agent. Kung gano'n lang siya katagal na nagsalita, hindi kasama yung pag-hold, yun yung ika-count sa ATT. Next, we have the expected wait time. Just like what I have mentioned kanina, it refers to the expected time that the customer are told to wait before they can speak to an agent. Next, we have the interactive voice response or the IVR. It asks customers to press the buttons in their telephone keypad to select which service they want. If you are familiar, whenever you call, there would be someone who would talk to you. Like, if you want to talk to an agent, press 1. If you want to be routed with the accounting, press 2. So the one speaking is what we call interactive voice response. Next, we have the blind transfer or the cold transfer. In this one, you will be transferring the customer without asking permission. Kunwari, ayaw mo na siyang kausap. Sabi mo, sige, transfer na kita. Bye. Just like that. Without even telling him or her or the agent next to your call, na ita-transfer mo siya. And you are not giving or asking permission. Lastly, we have the warm transfer. Kabaliktara naman siya ng blind transfer because in this one, you will be transferring the customer but you will be asking the agent's permission at the same time the customer's permission. So how will you do that? So let me provide you an example. Let's say your customer's last name is Smith and the agent next to you would be Anna. So you would say, "Oh, hi Anna, I'll be now transferring over Mr. Smith. The details have already been discussed. For Mr. Smith, this is Anna and she will be assisting you further." So that would be all for today, Mr. Smith. Thank you so much for calling WellCare and have a great day. And then you may now transfer Mr. Smith to Anna. So that's it. That's how you do warm transfer. Thank you so much for listening. That would be all for today. If you have any questions or clarifications, just feel free to ask me. Once again, I am Miss Laika and Larcon. Enjoy the rest of the day and have a great day. Goodbye and thank you everyone. See you all next week.